Hello student, welcome in Department of Nanoscience and Nanotechnology, F.Y.B.Sc. paper second class. This is our second lecture. In last lecture, we have been seen what is crystal structure, what is lattices and what is basis. Today we are going to learn the different types of lattices. So there are two types of lattices. First one is Bravis lattices in 2 dimensions and second one is 3-dimensional lattices. Now we will see Bravis lattices in 2 dimensions. It was shown by Bravis that only 14 different networks of lattices can be generated in which lattice points arranged in 3-dimensional space of every network are such that each point has identical surroundings. These are known as Bravis lattices. In 2-dimensional space, there are 5 different lattices which can be generated using translation of two coplanar vectors, vector A and vector B. These 5 types of Bravis lattices are as follows. So, in that, first one is oblique lattices. Oblique lattice is shown in figure A. In this type, vector A is not equal to vector B and angle between vector A and vector B is different from 90 degree or 120 degree. In this lattice, the conventional unit cell is parallelogram as shown in figure A. So, this is the oblique lattice. Next is square lattice. Figure B shows the square lattice. In this type, mod of vector A is equal to mod of vector B and the angle between them is 90 degree. The conventional unit cell for square lattice is square. Next 2-dimensional lattice is hexagonal lattice. Figure C shows the hexagonal lattice. In this type, mod of vector A is equal to mod of vector B and theta is 120 degree. That is the angle between vector A and vector B is 120 degree. In hexagonal lattice, a regular hexagon is formed when all the nearby lattice points about a given lattice point O are connected as indicated in figure C. The primitive cell is a rhombus of 120 degree angle. Next is rectangular lattice. Figure D shows the rectangular lattice. In this type of lattice, mod of vector A is not equal to mod of vector B, but theta is equal to pi by 2. The conventional unit cell is rectangle for rectangular lattice. Next is centered rectangular lattice. Figure E shows centered rectangular lattice. In this type of lattice, mod of vector A is not equal to mod of vector B, but theta is pi by 2. A rectangle is formed when all the nearby lattice points about a given lattice point O are connected. Means there is a lattice point which is placed at the center of the rectangle. Hence, this lattice type is known as centered rectangular lattice. Then, the next type is 3-dimensional lattices. 14 different networks of lattices can be generated in 3-dimensional space by repeated translation of 3 known coplanar vectors, vector A, vector B and vector C. These 14 Bravis lattice types are grouped into 7 types of conventional unit cell. The angles alpha, beta and gamma represent the angle between the vectors A and vector B and vector C and vector C and vector A respectively. The lengths of mod of vector A, mod of vector B, mod of vector C and the angles alpha, beta and gamma are collectively known as lattice parameters or lattice constants of a unit cell. All the crystals may be classified into 7 systems. Those are cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhomboedral, hexagonal, monoclinic and triclinic. So, first one is cubic structure. So, in this crystal structure, all the three lengths of the unit cell are equal. Means vector A is equal to vector B is equal to vector C and at right angle to each other. Means alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. In this, the lengths of unit vector means A, B and C, and the angle between them, which are alpha, beta and gamma, are called as lattice parameters of a unit cell. Figure shows the simple cubic structure, the body centered cubic structure and the face centered cubic structure. In body centered cubic structure, there is a lattice point which is placed at the center of the cubic unit cell. While in face centered cubic, it has one lattice point at the center of each face. Next is tetragonal structure. In this crystal structure arrangement, three axes are at right angles, two sides are equal, while third side is different in length. Therefore, A is equal to B is not equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. Figure shows the two types of tetragonal structure, that is simple tetragonal and body centered tetragonal structure. Then next one is orthorhombic structure. In this crystal arrangement, three unequal sides are at right angles. Three unequal sides means A is not equal to B is not equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. Figure shows the four types of orthorhombic crystal structure. Simple orthorhombic, body centered orthorhombic, end-centered orthorhombic and face-centered orthorhombic crystal structure. Fourth one is rhombohedral structure. In this crystal arrangement, three equal sides are equally inclined but at an angle other than right angle. Therefore, in this crystal structure, A is equal to B is equal to C, but alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is not equal to 90 degree. Figure shows the simple rhombohedral crystal structure. Fifth one is hexagonal crystal structure. In this crystal arrangement, three axes of the unit cell are equal in one plane at 120 degree from each other and a fourth axis normal to this plane. The interval along the fourth axis is unique. Therefore, here A is equal to B is not equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degree while gamma is 120 degree. Figure shows the simple hexagonal crystal structure. Sixth one is monoclinic structure. In this crystal arrangement, three sides of unit cell are of different lengths. One of the axes is at right angles to the other two axes, but the other two axes are not at right angles to each other. Therefore, in monoclinic structure, A is not equal to B is not equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degree is not equal to gamma. Figure shows the simple monoclinic and base-centered monoclinic crystal structure. Then the last one is triclinic crystal structure. In this crystal arrangement, three unequal sides are unequally inclined and none being at right angles. Therefore, A is not equal to B is not equal to C and alpha is not equal to beta is not equal to gamma is not equal to 90 degree. Figure shows the simple triclinic crystal structure. So, these are the different types of lattices. In next lecture, we will see the Miller indices and interplanar distances of the unit cell. Thank you so much.